I forgot YouTube does this. Ooh, hello. There-ish, possibly. Pardon me, like, try and get this set up vaguely right. Come on, come on. Okay. Let's leave it like that for now. Okay, let's. Got to remember about that whole echo thing. I knew that was going to happen before that happened. Now, am I live? I look live. Okay, cool. No, I'm waiting. I'm in fact live. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm just sipping my tea while I wait to see if anyone's coming. Just let me know in the chat when you're arriving, won't you? I'll know when I can sensibly kick off. Oops. Things are likely to go horribly wrong here. I'm not that experienced at doing lives, but we'll see. Just let me know in the chat when you're here. I might kick off in a minute, I think. I know the sound's working, so I just need to deafen myself with the echo, so that's all good. Sound's almost certainly working. Okay, I'm going to make a start, otherwise it's going to be a deeply boring video, isn't it? And then my phone will start running out of charge and stuff. I realise I can't charge it at the same time as running the microphone off it. So I'm going to hope that the charge lasts, because I don't know how long this is going to take. Because I have before me a rather large box just here, which is full of goodies, which I picked up at the start of May. Now, if I'm slow responding to chat, I apologise, because I've got my laptop sort of over on the left, and the video itself, of course, is lagged from when I'm doing things, which is by its nature. So I'm just going to open the box and dig in and see what exactly I've ended up in. Oh. So it says this is one of two. Does that mean I'm getting another box on top of this? I'm rather confused. I'm not sure what that means. I can't have another box as well, surely, but it means I'm going to have to check exactly what I've got carefully, I think. So, this is from the Ancient Mariners auction from back in at the start of May. It is the Strange Space Collection Part 1, Robots, Monsters and Aliens. And I'll tell you a bit of a backstory to this, which was quite funny. Mark decided that he was going to stream this, Mark from Blue Harvest Toys, and I was crossing my fingers that he wasn't going to mention some of the lots that I was intending to bid on, because I thought the last thing I want to do is be battling with someone from our sort of general viewerage to try and get the same thing that they are. I don't think it worked out like that, because he didn't mention one lot in particular that I was really hoping he wasn't going to mention, so that was okay. So I'm going to pop this open. Let's have a look. Yep, definitely my lots, which is a good thing. That's interesting. Now, of course, when you're buying stuff from auctions, you don't always know exactly what you're going to get, in the sense that they can't do an infinite number of photos from every angle and all that sort of stuff. So it may be a little bit of a surprise what you get. Now, the first thing I got was this Godzilla triple feature on VHS. I didn't get this for me, but this is the Godzilla that I remember from my childhood, very much so. But really, I was thinking of Gareth when I got this. I'm sure he's seen it before, and he's probably had it before as well. I'm assuming that it's not, obviously they're not wrapped. But they're both in there. Godzilla Part 1, Invasion of the Astro Monsters, and Godzilla Part 2, Ibira, Horror of the Deep, Destroy All Monsters. Marvellous. What a chunky bit of VHS goodness that is. It's very odd seeing a time lag thing happening. There we go. Polygram video. Brilliant. I apologise, but if you can hear rain pounding down, it's because there's a Velux behind me and the rain is pounding down on it, oddly enough. We were supposed to get this yesterday, but it seems to have decided to rain mainly today. Now then, what's next? Let's have a look. Now, these little guys. I've been meaning to do a little video on these, simply because I sort of half remembered playing with them when I was very, very little. I don't think I actually owned any of them. But then I saw these in the auction, and I knew no one else was going to bid for them. But what interested me was the fact that these are actually slightly more sort of militaristic ones, rather than being just kind of generic creatures or whatever that they were doing. So I'm going to do a separate video on these, as I will do on many of these items, obviously, in due course. But I just thought I'd have a little dabble at those, because they'd be going relatively cheap. That one does not feel full. That's not got 70 pieces in it. That's not complete, unless it's come out in the box. So that's a bit of a shame. That one feels more promising. That one's called Stridents, but actually that feels like it's got more pieces than 41 in it, which is weird. But anyway, we'll have a look at those another time, I think. And someone in the... It looks like there might be someone else in the chat. Would you like to announce yourself, just so I know that you can hear me? Yes? No? Maybe? Doing something else whilst listening to me? Quite possibly. I don't blame you. What else have I got in here? Let's have a look. Good grief. How many of these did I get? Oh, and another one. A Terror Trek. That feels like it's definitely 91 pieces, actually. That feels quite heavy. So maybe I've not done too badly out of those. So I've got most of those complete. I think some might be missing pieces, I suspect, if I were to guess. Now then, I am starting to wonder now whether or not I've actually got everything in this single box, because I've had a couple of Royal Mail sort of failed delivery notices of late, but I thought that this could have been a redelivery. But I wonder if there's still something at the sorting office for me. Okay. Now this is an interesting one. I've been unfurling this slightly off camera just because I need to sort of be able to spread them out and get at them. Now, by way of background, this was a timed auction. It's probably worth explaining what timed auctions are, because I found them odd when I first encountered them. So if you compare it with something like eBay, where you can snipe people at the last minute, you can't do that with a timed auction, because every time someone bids, everyone else gets more time to bid. So they can keep going and going and going and going until basically people fall asleep. I use this to my advantage because I'm a bit of a night owl. So I picked up quite a few of these sort of rag end lots that were just a tenner, basically, but had lots of bits to them, which I wanted to have a look at purely to get a sense of size and just sort of feel, and was I interested in getting a better quality version of them, basically. So what you see here is an example of that. And this is all coming from one lot, bear in mind. So this is a rather battered Gatchaman, and I think this would be a G1 fighter from the original Battle of the Planets, G-Force, Science Ninja Team Gatchaman series, cartoon, anime, of the late 70s. And as you can see, she's fairly beaten up, granted, but she's got a top fin, and this would merge into the back of the God Phoenix and form the tail of the God Phoenix. And this, unless I'm now, one of the things I'm wondering is, oh wow, well, I've already discovered a feature. The wings go in. I think that's what happens when it docks up. Actually, the wings go in, and then yeah, wings go out. Still working, battered, but still working. Brilliant. That's very cool. Now I can't actually read. I can't actually physically read that. Something made in Japan. If anyone can read that, do let me know in the chat, because I can't read that. I'd rather assume that they were Poppy toys, but I may well be mistaken. I did half wonder last night whether or not they would be too early for Poppy. I wonder what that... Did that used to fire missiles? Got a little twisty knob at the back. That turns. That definitely did something once upon a time. Interesting. So we've got that one. Is that still in shot? Yeah. So we'll pop him over there. Now let me stay on theme here for the time being. What else have we got? I don't even remember that being in the... I'm not sure if that's... I'm not sure what that's from. That doesn't look like Battle of the Planets to me. So I'm not quite sure where it comes from. It's got quite a distinctive style to it. But I'm not sure where that's from. So we'll pop him over there. But this one is definitely Battle of the Planets, G3. This was the one that the lady of the princess, she was called at times, I think, in some versions, but she rode around on the bike. And that's rather a nice, I think that's quite a nice version of it, I would imagine. I don't know if it's missing a tail fin there, perhaps, and at the top. But as soon as I saw that, I thought, yeah, that's got to be Battle of the Planets G3. No two ways about it. So that's quite cool. Quite like that. Now then. Now here we have various flavours. Ah, wow. Does that actually mean... Sorry, I'm doing this off camera, I shouldn't do. So, this is the G5. This is the God Phoenix before it gets godlike, basically, before everything else docks up into it. And the reason I was humming and hawing off camera there was because it's got this. And I wonder if... No, it doesn't. It's too big. It's too big. It's way too big. Actually, I know why. There are smaller plastic vehicles that this one takes, but I bet it's designed to take them all and bring them in. Because one could possibly dock up in the nose there, and then if you look here, that's got an opening wing compartment to take another one. Missing on the other side. Again, I still can't read who made them. I just can't make that out. Must be my age. Can't make it out. But made in Japan anyway. And when the last jet docked in, you see, it would then have the tail in the middle there. These are all, I mean, obviously this is very much a sort of junker's lot of them. It's a sort of spares and repairs thing by eBay's. Hey, Gareth is here and Mark is here. Haven't unpacked mine yet, says Gareth. Ancient Mariner, yes, the Collector 75, the Ancient Mariner did indeed have some awesome items, many of which were going to be far too expensive for me, but welcome all. Welcome. Do hit the like button, please, at your discretion. So again, another G5 there. This one's got a little bit of a sticker left. Not much else, mind. And oh look, it's another. Actually, this one. I mean, if you could piece them all together, you'd have sort of maybe 70% of a complete one. You can see that's got some G5 lettering there, and it's got a little bit of some sort of nose ramp thing going on there, which is probably the little vehicle that probably slides back in actually, if I were to guess. But it's got two hatches on its wing pods, so that's doing slightly better than the other two that I've got. Okay. And this would have gone in the nose of the God Phoenix. And again, that's not in bad condition. That's got all four tyres. So that's doing pretty good. And that's, again, it's immediately recognisable. Don't know if it's missing a sticker. I wouldn't even like to say which number that was. Maybe G2, that one, possibly G2. That's pretty cool. So when I saw these, I just thought that's pretty cool, because you're getting nearly a full, albeit rough and ready, but nearly a full complete range of the various little vehicles. Now this one's I sort of half recognise, but I don't. It's very beaten up. Does anyone know what that is? Is that a sort of a baddie vehicle from Battle of the Planets? I don't know. I don't recognise it as being one of the hero vehicles, certainly, but I don't know what that is. And this is part of the reason why I went for some of these lots, because I literally don't know what's in them. Which sounds stupid, I know. But, it's a bit of a research exercise for later in the day. Gareth, did you see the videos at the start? Pretty sure these will be Bandai Poppy. Yeah, but when did Poppy come into existence? Because Poppy was always Bandai. So when did Poppy actually start on its own, away from Bandai? Because it came back again, but I just wonder how many of these are actually... I've no idea what this is. It could be somebody's head? I don't know. No idea what that is. Wheels? Little wheels? Oh, I think that was moving. The wheels were moving briefly. Looks like it could be some sort of insectoid head, doesn't it? Is that an Ultraman thing or something, I wonder? I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Some of this is pretty random. I freely admit some of this is deeply random. Tipster 4. Tipster 4? I don't know. It feels like it wants to pop out in some way, shape or form. Ooh, okay. Little vehicle with a little sort of pod opening bit there, but pretty sure that's not Thunderbirds flavoured, whatever it is. So don't know about that one either. Answers on a postcard. Nope, I've got no idea either, Gareth. Number 2 tester. Again, looks like it was this has the feeling of being another sort of team related collection of something. Is it G tester? It's quite a curious looking little craft. Somebody somewhere, I'm sure, will recognise that, but I personally have absolutely no Scooby-Doo at all what that is. The thing is, I'm not that well up on my more obscure early Japanese anime shows, so I just don't know, unfortunately. I don't know. And again, that looks like it should be somebody's bike, but again, I don't know. I don't know sort of what the series might be for that. It looks a little bit like a sort of dragon bike, but these are all way too small to be Power Ranger and way too old, I would suggest as well, probably. So that was them. There's going to be a lot of mess after this. It's well packaged, but is this really one of two? This is my question. Now, what's this one? Yes. This is unless it was made in Japan, this is nothing to do with Japan whatsoever, but I saw this and I laughed and I thought, I can't not get this. Ed would appreciate this, actually. Yes, it's a remote control, but no, that isn't the only thing that I got. 27 megahertz. Ed and I have been having conversations about 27 megahertz, but it's a remote control for this fella. Look at this. They're probably still making them very much like this, but this, again, this was just going for a song towards the end, and I knew no one else would have any particular reason to go for it. So this is a Jet Hopper Turbo, and I had this growing up. Would you believe why it isn't in an Ancient Mariner auction? I have no idea. Again, answers on a postcard, but it's really minty. It's just, I'm sure this is the one that I had. And it's got proper Bounty suspension at the front and back, you know, which is still working. Great big bumper at the front. So if I can get that up and running again, that would be hilarious. Because I remember that really, really clearly from childhood. I bet it's Tayo. I bet it still works. That's brilliant. Proper blown up tyres as well. No solid tyres, it's just bouncy tyres. Funny thing, I looked at this lot, might have even thrown an early bid on it, laughing out. I wasn't too interested in it, so didn't hang around to wait for it to win. No, well that I found was my secret weapon. It was hanging around until everyone else had given up and gone home and weren't even bothering to bid anymore. So I did get some very, very random bids towards the end of the auctions by simple virtue of the fact that I was still there and nobody else was, I suspect. But that was just a little bit of childhood fun and games there for me personally. Good Lord, I've never seen so much bubble wrap in my life. I'm gonna say though, I mean they have wrapped them really carefully, and I didn't until somebody reminded me that they were Slime House sort of related. I'd completely forgotten that linkage. So thank you. If that was Mark, which it probably was on his live stream, and thank you for that. Did you hear me saying earlier on, Mark, that I was both chuckling and terribly afraid when you mentioned that you were going to be doing a live stream on this auction, because there was one lot in particular that I was really hoping to go for, and I was really hoping that nobody else would get overexcited about it. And so I was hoping to God that you didn't mention it on your live stream when you were going, because I was busy bidding in the background whilst you were doing your live streams. That was quite funny. Now this is a Skylar Guy King. I've no idea what show it's from, but it looked cool. It has a little birdie beak and a little birdie fangy mouth, which is probably half missing. But I don't know. That just appealed to me. I'm pretty sure that must have come as part of a job lot in another lot, though. I wouldn't have gone for this separately. Now that is PA85. I think that makes it poppy, but not the PB that I normally see, but the PA. So yeah, okay. So produced in Japan. Okay, and there would have been missiles coming out of here and here as well. It's quite cool though, I quite like that. It's still got its stickers as well for the most part, so that's okay. I'm alright with that. It's cool. Let's carry on. I'm running for as long as my phone battery lasts, or my voice lasts. Gareth, got those for you, look. Did you see those earlier on? Godzilla triple feature. I'm sure you've seen that before. Well, I was just smiling to them because A, I thought you liked them, but B, that's very much the Godzilla from my youth. I was saying earlier. Lol, says Gareth. Again, don't know what the heck that is. Another little random little bit of die cast there. No idea what you are. Interesting drive system at the back though. That's cool. That'd be a bit of Blake 7 that. That's cool. 2 little seats in it as well. That's quite duty. This is the thing, I mean, I've no idea what, but this is kind of part of the interest for me is that I have no idea what half of this stuff is. So I'm going to have to do some serious research to try and sort of forensically reconstruct what they were supposed to look like before they got wrecked. They're wrapped in bubble wrap and paper, so you know, as I say, they've taken really good care of them. This is interesting. Astro Eiger. I just like the look of it. You know, I'm partial to a nice spaceship. That's got good chunky thrusters at the back. Arguably got warp nacelles on it as well. Now, is this a PB? I don't know. Just having a quick look. Can't see a blinking thing there. Nope. Okay. It looks like it's designed to launch other vehicles, actually. That little ramp comes down as a sort of launch ramp, look. So I don't know what series that's from. Answers on a postcard, again, as ever. But again, it's good, you know, got good stickers and stuff on it. So although you might consider it a bit of a junker because it's a bit yellowed, actually, I don't think the yellow is particularly detrimental to it, to be honest. Anyway, might clean up quite nicely, that one, actually. Oh, I have to sit down, gosh. What else have I got? What else have I got? What is this? Ah, no, is this the one I had a bit of a fight for? Ooh, yeah, this could be the... Oh, yeah, now. Oh, now you're going to laugh at me for this, because I can't remember what the name of it was. But if this is what I think it is, this is probably the one I bid hardest for. I took my own advice on this front. I thought, look, I could bid for lots of little bits and bobs here. I could. But maybe what I should do is take my own blinking advice and just focus my firepower on a thing to try and actually get it rather than missing out on lots of things because I don't want to spend so much bidding for them. So that is why I kind of stuck in the fight for this one. And as I suspected, it's quite big. It's quite big. This is the point at which Gareth tells me that he was also fighting for this one. Now, this I was drawn to because it reminds me a little bit of something out of Thunderbirds 2086, but it's also got this little sort of dangly grapply bit on it still, which I thought was probably relatively unusual to have, because those things are the sort of things that tend to get lost, and the fact that other people were interested in it made me interested in it. So Denzi Tiger is the name on the side of it. So again, answers on a postcard if you happen to know anything about that whatsoever. But that was by far and away the biggest item I was going for. Looks like you bought a lot more than me, ha ha ha. I was bidding on that, ha ha ha. Oh yeah, I thought you might be, you see, you're so and so. Honestly, glad I didn't bid any high on these. Higher than what? Well, I mean, most of these have been the junker. Don't forget, I got all of those for like a tenner. All of those bits and bats were just a tenner. So I was absolutely happy with that as a concept, because yes, they're not really for resale, they're purely for research. That's the thing. But this thing is, I have no idea what this is going to do. I have no idea what it's going to be capable of. I've got no idea whatsoever. But there are buttons and slidey things. That's a release for that. So that looks like it had a... That looks like it would accommodate another ship in there that would then launch out from there. Because that definitely looks like it's got a... Yeah, that's definitely got a launching mechanism in it. So that's some sort of mothership, which is kind of what I figured. It's still pretty cool. It can't be, can it? It's not. No. I was probably going by the coloration there. So I don't know. So again, that's a mystery to be solved, you see. What used to live inside that? Because this is a series I have no knowledge of. It's not a Gundam kind of launcher that I'm familiar with. Because I think I know what the Gundam series carrier looks like. But again, there's sort of arrows on the top there. So that's interesting. This reminds me of the missile launchers that are on my... Catchman Series 2 tank, interestingly enough. They actually look virtually identical. Interesting. So, I'm not even sure who was producing this one. This one's definitely Poppy. Yeah. Oh, it's got Caterpillar tracks. So it's a tank as well. Okay. That'll make it much easier to track down then. Okay, that's cool. That's probably what led me to bid for it, because if it said Poppy on it, I probably went for it partly on that basis. But I just like that. Cool. It's mysterious and cool, and I like it. So there you go. Okay, let's pop it over there. Marvellous. Isn't it Ultraman? There could well be Ultraman stuff in here. Denji Man. Stop throwing random words at me, people. Jumpy. Hello, Jumpy. I need half a cup of cold tea, hang on. Right. I'm still puzzled as to why my leaflet from Ancient Mariner says 1 of 2. I bet I've got another box at the post office. This might have to be continued on the next bank holiday, I don't know. I feel there's more than one bit in here. Oh, could this be? Is this? Yay! Now this is the guy. This is the guy I was hoping you weren't going to mention, Mark. Look. I was contractually obliged to pick him up. Because he is a Die-X. I don't even know what flavour of Die-X he is, but he's bigger than the one I currently have. And no, he isn't complete, obviously. And yes, he's a bit battered, but he's a Die-X. And yeah, he's missing his X on his forehead, which is unfortunate. But he is nevertheless Die-X enough for me, bless him. He's very heavy. He's very, very die-cast. And I wonder if that's going to tell me any more about him. Because unfortunately, whilst I love Starfleet, I'm not that familiar with the variations on the merchandise. So I'm not quite sure what flavour of Die-X he is. But his size and his weight would suggest to me he could be a DX one. And I would imagine that what I'm going to find here is that he's got quite a lot of wheels on him, which suggests to me he might have he might be one, I think there's one that's got sort of an alternative tank mode, like a sort of roll along the ground mode, you know? Now, how do I get your chest open without breaking you? Be my next question. Because I'm pretty sure that your chest does open. Does it have to do that first? Yes, it does. There you go. So he does that. And it is the Autobox Matrix of Leadership that's in there. I was expecting missiles, actually. I was expecting missile launches in there. But obviously that one doesn't do that. But brain did, drum body, and leg tracks. There we go. That's pretty cool. I just had to rescue him, basically. I couldn't not rescue him. And this one I was bidding for. This was amongst one of my target ones. Because all they said was Starfleet in the description. They should have some shoulder pads there, I think, as well, if I were to guess. Oh, lots of chat now. And oh no, there's one. Nice. Blue Harvest Toy says 1980. Can you add some detail to your 1980 statement, please, sir? As in how old this is, because that would be about right, probably. Did you see that more closely than I did? Because I was looking at the tiny screen. It's pretty cool. I'm actually wondering if this is one of the ones. Oh, he's got something between his legs. Ooh, missus. So I'm a little bit careful about what I do with him, because I half wonder if he's one of the ones that actually separates. I wonder if his head could actually separate, potentially. Some of them did do that, I think, but I'm going to have to go away and do some research, because you can see here, those look like he had missiles on his back there, or something. Yeah, I'll have to do some research on this one and figure out exactly what flavour it is, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's a DX version. But really cool to see it in the hand. Really nice detail on the head as well. I'm just having the proper sort of slow time look before I move on. Yeah, cool. I was really pleased I got that one, because as I say, I would have felt very sorry for him if he either A, hadn't gone, or had gone before I had a chance to look at him. So that's cool. Oh, what else? Good Lord. It's a big box. I think I know which Ultraman you're thinking of, Gareth, but I think that's not it, because I think I've also got it. He says with an evil laugh. Okay, this is tiny, I have no idea what this is. I'm going to have to go to the post office, aren't I, which won't be open on a bank holiday. That's unfortunate. Try and fit that in tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. small yellow beaten up spacecraft. Made in Japan. Not giving me much more information than that. Don't know who you are, don't know what you are, don't know why you are. There you go. Okay. Pardon me while I rustle. Everyone's still there. I think this is still from the same original Junker lot, you know. Now, this one's annoying me. This one I half know. Doesn't this form the head of one of the big... Is it Goldorak? Or is it Mazinger? Anyone? It's something. It's something. I just don't know what it is. But I'm pretty sure it's the sort of the head unit of something. There's a little figure in there. You see him? Little figure in there. But I don't know whence he comes. Let me have a bit of a closer look up here. Nope, still can't read that. But it looks, I don't know if that's complete. I mean, it's slightly play worn, but it's probably complete-ish, I would say, apart from missiles, obviously. But you know, it's quite cool. It's quite cool. I mean, I can't believe that this is metal and pointy. I mean, this is a kid's toy in Japan, apparently. So you know, okay. I see some kids with some dents in their head in Japan. I would feel, but anyway. Let's have a look. Oh. Not sure what this is. There's more than one. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Guide King Deluxe something. Again, probably not complete because his tail looks like it's missing some bits. And in fact, it looks like he's missing a headpiece as well. So again, this was probably in that Junkers lot kind of piece. It looks more like a sort of Battle of the Planets villain mech than anything else. Anyone recognise that one? It definitely looks like he would have had something heady there. He's got quite a cool sort of fins on his spine and his tail, but he's obviously just not quite complete. But I dare say that would probably be of use for spares for somebody. Got stickers on either side. A bit of sort of articulation going on the legs there. So very curious, sort of almost sort of dinosaur-esque kind of vibe going on. But in fact, he's got a hinge there as well. Is that a thing? Does that open? Ooh, I don't know. The problem with these things, you don't know how they're supposed to articulate. Oh, hello, that's done it. Hello. Okay, that leaves me none the wiser. Oh, hang on. This is a deluxe something, GA50. But I can't see a manufacturer there personally. So I don't know. Maybe that lifts out and up or something. Yeah, that looks like it would detach. And that's got missiles in it, I think. Or it would have. Interesting. Again, all these things to find out about. Oops, sit, stay. Good Robo Dinosaur one, okay. La 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 la. Bum 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 bum. Okay, got a motorbike. Got a motorbike with a dude riding it. It looks a little bit like Elvis. Maybe it is Elvis. It could be Elvis. I think that could be legitimately. I think that could be Elvis. Oh, thank you very much. What do we think? That does. I mean, come on. I'm getting serious Elvis vibes off this. Answers on a postcard. Ooh, he's lost his lower torso unless he doesn't have one. That's a bit unfortunate. Ooh. I thought he might have been vaguely complete, but maybe not quite so complete. I don't know. I've got nothing on that one. Again, it's probably another anime-inspired piece, I would guess. It does stand up for itself, which is okay. I wonder if anything from this auction didn't sell. I know of one thing that I was kind of half-heartedly going for and didn't in the end pick up. Don't know if anyone else saw it. They had a humongous robotics, like android kind of set that could actually walk around on 2 feet, I think was the implication. But I did not go for that in the end. Not anymore. Not any. All these. I didn't try very hard for it. Put it that way. This looks like an early vertibird / osprey. He's got wings. He's got they're still spinning and they're still there, which is quite impressive. I just love the Japanese design stuff. It's both hilarious and epic at the same time, you know. So again, I've got no idea what series that's from, or if indeed it is from a series, rather than just being an authentically independent, separate thing. But it's cool. Me likey. Again, don't know who that's being produced by. I keep seeing a phrase, but I'm going to have to zoom in on it on the big machine in due course, I think. Now, I do think I am missing stuff here. I think that maybe this wasn't a re-delivery. I think this is a first delivery of another box. How much stuff did I get? Yeah, no, good question. Good question. This, yeah, I don't think, I mean, yeah, I can think of one lot I can't see in here. Which is, I wondered how big this was going to be. Now, I saw this, I didn't really know how silly the bidding was going to get for it, and actually it didn't get that silly. But I don't have many examples of original Japanese Thunderbirds, and that is one. Jumbo Thunderbird 1. On a sort of launch truck, which of course is not a thing, but they made it a thing for this particular toy. And I'm not even convinced that this is a properly licensed thing. It's ST grade, so sort of standard. But more than that, I don't really know about it. Oh, it's always promising when the box falls apart in 2 seconds flat. No, it's really falling apart. Wow, okay. Well, the Thunderbird 1 itself is happily intact, it would appear. And that's not one I've seen before, and certainly not one I've had in the hand before. So that's quite cool. So if that is in some way not an official version, it's a pretty decent version of it. And it's got thick out wings. That's cool. That's officially cool. I'm calling it. What do we think to that? That's pretty cool. And probably very, very early as well, I would suspect, as Thunderbirds go. And there's the little truck in there. Very interesting. Okay. Well, that's definitely one of the more intriguing ones, and it's certainly one. That was not a sort of a junker's lot kind of one, as you might imagine. But the actual, whilst the box has obviously seen better days, the actual vehicle itself is in pretty good shape. I'm definitely gonna have to go down to the post office, aren't I? Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it, Gareth? I agree. It's pretty. There were unsold items I won a lot that didn't meet reserve. Oh yeah, okay. Yes. Yes, he's legless because he's been drinking, yeah. And of course, as we all know, resistance is not actually futile. This was taking up a large chunk of my my box of goodies there. This was used to advertise Star Trek First Contact, and it's a cardboard box that is a ball cube, but it's slightly cooler than it looks, because they put the Borg sphere coming out of the middle of it there on that side. Star Trek First Contact on video and DVD and on sale now. Funny. Yeah, baby, Sovereign Class Enterprise. For the first time, actually, in First Contact, yeah. So, yeah, it's a nice little display. It's just a little bit of fun display piece, really. Yeah. I like. Completely pointless, I know, but, you know, I remember those. I'm glad somebody does. Ugh. Right, back to position 1. Right, so let's see what else I've got. I've only actually got. I'm definitely missing loads. I'm missing loads from sort of bigger lots that I got. So I need to go to the post office. I hope to God I haven't thrown out the card thinking that I'd already got it, because I clearly haven't already got it at all. But they can't have tried to deliver it again. Now this stuff, I shouldn't have pulled out actually. Anyone have any of this stuff? I've got it out of curiosity. Constructs by Fisher-Price, motorised apparently. No idea if it works. But I remember seeing adverts for it, but I never picked any of it up. So given that I've looked at robotics in the past, I thought I'd just have a quick look at this basically and just see what the crack is really. Yeah. Looks quite cool though. So I'm gonna have a little look at that at some point. Then I'll probably move it on, I suspect, because I don't have room for all these big boxes around the place, unfortunately. Now the final thing from this box, because as they helpfully said, it's clearly one of 2. Now this, I think, Gareth, is the thing that you were thinking of, isn't it? This one. That's what you were thinking of? Because this I'm not sure if I'd realised, but I think you're right, this is Ultraman. And this is the biggest beastie I've got here. But this is also the more recent, the most recent of them, I believe, as well. But again, being Bandai, and there's no one else seems to be going nuts for it, I thought, well, I'll have a little crack at it. Ooh, something's already attacking me. Ooh. Oh, it's a bit plasticky, actually. A little tiny little jet in there. This is cool though. I would have loved this growing up. It looks like it's pretty complete. I mean, I'm not going to attempt to do anything with it on camera, but it definitely looks like it's pretty complete. There's a lot of bits and pieces in there, no doubt about it. So it's all pretty cool looking. Again, it's probably not the thing I really got sort of the space for, but I definitely want to have a look at it just to see what the crack is with it, because this is a relatively recent Bandai and it looks pretty clean as well. So in the box artwork appealed to me as well, because that's a classic sort of. It's obviously. I mean, I don't know Ultraman at all. Not very well anyway. So I don't know if that's something that other people would get excited about. But there's also some interesting little play features. It's got a little sort of hanger deck and stuff. It's interesting to have a look at it, if nothing else. As I say, I think it's complete. I hope it's complete. There are some gaps, but I'm hoping they're just sort of generic gaps rather than gaps that should have something in them. I'm not sure. So we'll see. So yeah. So to my mild surprise, that isn't actually everything. It would appear that the post office have held back one of my boxes, which is interesting to say the least, because I really thought that was going to be everything. But I had more. I picked up a few more job lots towards the end, and I think some fractionally bigger items as well. So that is actually it for that particular box, curiously enough. Yeah, so I enjoyed that little run through. Salacious has arrived. Salacious, I can show you the big Diex before we go. Bear with. He's not entirely complete, but this will be the second one you've seen today. But there he is. That's the big Diex, and this I think might be one of the DX versions of him. I'm going to have to go away and do some research because I wasn't sure when he was going to arrive, so I hadn't really done much prep beforehand. But I'm going to see what the crack is with him and see what flavour of Diex he is. But he's definitely original flavour. There's no two ways about it. So that's pretty cool. He's not in perfect condition, obviously, and God knows where you'd find fists for him now these days, or indeed a spare X, but I'm sure you could 3D print such things if you were minded to. Right, so before my phone dies, I will... Yeah, that is the bigger one, Slash, so I agree entirely. He's definitely taller than the one I had before. I don't know if he's the biggest one. He's a big one, but I don't know if he's the biggest one. I'm sure there is one that was 3 parts that combined. I think they released one of those back originally. But he's certainly one of the more impressive ones, there's no doubt about it. So yeah, so notwithstanding that I need to do another post office run at some point, possibly tomorrow if I'm lucky, then that's it for now, I think. Yeah, so I've got there's a premiere tonight of what I picked up in Wrexham. If you want to join me for that one, that's at 8 p.m. Otherwise, I need to find a home for all this stuff in the meantime. Yeah, that'll be fine. No worries. I'll just buy a TARDIS. It'll be fine. Right, I'm running out of voice. I'm gonna go. Do like and subscribe to the channel, folks, if you're not already. Although I think most of you are, because there's only 5 people watching. Do give me a thumbs up, please, before you leave. That would be lovely. So I'll see you later on, folks. And I think Mark's on at 5, aren't you, Mark? Wait 30 seconds for a response. Wait for it. Mark, you still there? I'm trying to advertise your videos, mate. Alright, never mind. I tried. Can't say I didn't try. I'll now try and stop streaming without knocking my mobile onto the floor. That should be fun. How do I do that? The answer is apparently I don't.